A very good morning, students. In this video I'm going to explain activity based costing. So in costing system there are mainly two methods. One is traditional method of costing, one is activity based costing. So before moving to the topic, I will give you a small example how things work practically. There are three friends, friend A, friend B and friend C. These three friends plan to go out for a dinner. They go to a very five-star hotel and they ordered soup, dinner, and after some period of time they are going to order ice cream. So first they ordered soups, then they ordered dinner, then after some period of time, after some point of time, they will order ice cream. So this is how they plan to spend the things in a hotel that they come. So Mr. A, here Mr. A ordered a macho soup. It will cost ₹50, and Mr. B ordered a tomato soup which cost ₹40, and Mr. C ordered a baby corn soup which cost ₹30, and they ordered dinner, a South Indian dinner which cost ₹80. And then they went for ice creams. He ordered choco bar ice cream which cost ₹100, and Mr. B, he had some throat infection, so he didn't order a single ice cream. Now come to C. Mr. C ordered a plain vanilla ice cream which cost ₹50. So this is how they spent the things. Finally, I will tell the waiter to bring the bill. So the total bill is rupees for soup 50, 40 plus 30. So 120. For dinner 240, and for ice cream 150. So the total will be 510. The total bill is ₹510 and divided by 3, because A, B and C. So 510 divided by 3. So it will be ₹170 per head. 170 per head. So this is a traditional method of costing. The total cost is divided by a blanket rate. So 170 per head. So is this method of costing is appropriate, or this method of costing is fair method of costing? No. This method of costing is not an appropriate one, or this method of costing is not a fair method of costing. because Mr. A is feeling very happy internally because he utilizes how much? 50 plus 80 plus 100 rupees 240. Here Mr. A ate the food worth of rupees 240, but he is paying only 170. So Mr. A feeling very happy internally. Now come to Mr. B. Mr. B, he utilizes the food worth of rupees 120, but is paying rupees 170. So Mr. B is very sad because he is overcosted because he utilizes only the food worth of rupees 120 but is paying 170 rupees. Now come to Mr. C. 30 plus 80 plus 50, 160. So for C, 160, and he is okay with that price because the only difference is 170, only 10 rupees the difference. So there is no issues for Mr. C. He is okay with the price, but only the issues with Mr. A and B, because here Mr. A is under costing because A utilizes the food worth of rupees 240 but he paying only rupees 170. So he is under costing. But Mr. B, he utilizes the food worth of rupees 120 but is paying 170 rupees. He is over costing. So here only the problem is with A and B. So this method of costing, that is total cost divided by 3%, that is 170 per head. This is the traditional method of costing, and this is not the appropriate method of allocation of cost to the product and services. So instead of this, if I would have analyzed on the basis of activity, here the activity is soup, dinner and ice cream. If I would have analyzed on the basis of activity, then I would have got a correct figure without overcosting, without undercosting, in case if I analyze the things based on the activity. So in case if I allocated the cost based on the activity, Mr. A has to pay 240, Mr. B has to pay 120 and Mr. C has to pay 160. So this is the allocation of cost on the basis of activity. So this is activity based costing. But this 510 divided by 3, this is the traditional method of costing, and this is not an appropriate one, and this is not a fair method of costing. So this is activity based costing. Now I will explain with one more example. Let's take a bank expenditure is rupees 5 lakh. So how the bank is allocating this expenditure is on the basis of the number of customer. The total number of customers in a bank is 1 lakh. 1 lakh customer. Now, so bank expenditure is rupees 5 lakh. The total number of customer is 1 lakh. So 5 lakh divided by 1 lakh, rupees 5. Rupees 5. So here the total cost is absorbed on the basis of number of customer. So each customer debited with an amount of rupees 5. Is this method of costing is appropriate one or fair method of costing? No, because in a bank, there are so many customers. Let's take Mr. A. He's a current account holder and he's doing more number of transaction. Let's take example. He's doing 10 depositing transaction and 10 withdrawal transaction in a month. So total transaction is 20 transaction. 20 transactions. Then Mr. B. Mr. B is a retired person. He visited only once or twice to a bank. So he's doing only 2 transactions. How much? 2 transactions. So here ₹5 is debited for A and ₹5 is debited for B. So the same money is debited for A and B. This is not an appropriate one because A did 20 transactions in a bank, but Mr. B did only 2 transactions. This is not a fair method of allocation of cost. So instead of dividing the total cost by number of customer, so allocate the cost based on the activity. Let's take the total expenditure is so much. The total expenditure is rupees 5 lakh. Let's take the total number of transaction. The total number of transactions is 6 lakh. Now per transaction is rupees 5 lakh divided by 6 lakh transaction. So per transaction will be rupees 83 paisa. So for Mr. A, he did 20 transactions in a month. So per transaction is 0.83. So 20 multiplied by 0.83. It will be 16.6 rupees. And for B, 2 transaction multiplied by 0.83. So 1 rupee 66 paisa. In case if we allocate the total cost on the basis of activity, Mr. A debited with ₹16 60 paisa and Mr. B account is debited with ₹1 rupee 66 paisa. So this is the appropriate method of costing and the accurate method of costing and the fair method of costing. But here in traditional method of costing, all customers account is debited with ₹5 irrespective of their number of transaction. ಅವನು 1 ಸಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ, 2 ಸಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ, 100 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ a traditional method of costing. Here total cost is divided by number of customers. So each customer account is debited with ₹5. But here the total cost is debited with, the total cost is divided with the activity. Here the activity total number of transactions. Total number of transaction is 6 lakh. So per transaction will be ₹83 paisa. So A did 20 transactions in a month. So per transaction is 83 paisa. So A account is debited with ₹16 60 paisa. And Mr. B did 2 transactions in a month and per transaction is ₹0.83 paisa. And B account is debited with ₹1 rupee 66 paisa. So this is activity based costing. Now move on to the theoretical part. So activity based costing is a new and scientific approach, and this approach is developed by Cooper and Kaplan in the year 19 88 for assigning the overhead to end products, nothing but for allocating the cost to the products. So in the words of Cooper and Kaplan, ABC system is nothing but the calculates the cost of the individual activity. They calculate the cost of the activity and assigning the cost to the cost objects. Here cost object nothing but products and services on the basis of activities undertaken to produce each product or services. So here the cost is allocated on the basis of activity. The cost is allocated on the basis of activities. That is called as activity based costing. So according to CIMA London, activity based costing is cost attribution. Cost attribution nothing but the allocation of cost. Cost allocation to the cost units. Cost unit means the products and services. They are allocating the cost to the cost units on the basis of benefits received from indirect activities. Here they are allocating the cost on the basis of activities to the product and services. So in simple words, ABC costing is nothing but allocation of cost to the product and services based on the activity performed. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಅಲೋಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ನೋ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡ್ರೈವರ್. So cost driver is a allocation basis used to allocate the cost to product and services. So in this example, what's the basis for allocating the cost? Here the basis for allocating the cost is activity soup, activity dinner and activity ice cream. So in second example, what's the basis for allocating the cost? The total number of transaction. On the basis of transaction, they allocated cost. So cost driver nothing but is the allocation basis to allocate the cost to product and services. The next one, cost pool. So cost pool is the term used to indicate grouping of cost incurred on a particular activity. So on the activity incurred agiro cost nella group ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ add ಮಾಡೋದು. That is called as cost pool. So what's the benefit of this activity based costing? It's very accurate and reliable because which gives very accurate result. So in traditional costing, each person, share is so much 170. Each person has to pay 170. This is not an accurate method of costing. Here, according to activity based, A has to pay 240, B has to pay 120, and C has to pay 160. So this activity based costing is a accurate and reliable method of costing and better pricing decision, okay, which controls the cost and also which brings a greater cost efficiency. So these are the benefits of activity based costing. Now there are some examples for activities on cost drivers. So these are activities. The first activity is purchase of material. So purchase of material, the basis for allocating this cost is the number of purchase order. The next one, setup cost. The basis for allocating this cost is number of setups. And inspection cost, the basis for allocating this cost is the number of inspection. Next, the receiving cost. The basis for allocating this cost is the number of delivered. Next, quality control. The basis for allocating this cost is number of inspections. So this is about activity based costing. In next class I will start 6 marks problems in activity based costing. The meaning of activity based costing, benefits, then some major activities and cost drivers. Okay, thank you students.